Okay, I'm Matt Boyle with Breitbart News. Just, you watch these debates, and you've been to all of them from the very first to this one. What was your takeaway from this? I mean, was this an unprecedented general election debate in scope for any reason for you?
Look, I think the questions on Trump definitely had a rough go of things when it came to the birther question, when it came to some of the other questions about the racial issues and whatnot. But I do think that the longer lasting issues, and he's going to have to do a lot more work moving into the next debate. There's no doubt about that. That's something.
Were you surprised at his lack of preparation at all? It's what seemingly.
Well,
he's self-avowed.
On those two things, I think there was an outsized focus on those. I don't think that those are the main issues that people are concerned about across the country. So I do think he was very well prepared when it came to the issues of terrorism. Immigration, we saw him kind of push it in there a little bit throughout the course of the debate, and then also TPP. That was a huge focus at the beginning of the debate, almost the first 45 minutes almost. I'll have to go check the exact transcript to see how long that was. But the TPP stuff,
and NAFTA.
I think, right, and NAFTA, and I thought it was unbelievable that Hillary Clinton wouldn't denounce NAFTA. She said, that's your opinion, that it's a bad deal. She stood by NAFTA. I mean, Hillary Clinton in front of 100 million people tonight, I don't know exactly how many were watching, but in front of what was expected to be 100 million people tonight, literally stood by the trade deal that has killed probably the most jobs in American trade deal history. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these, Rust Belt type states start moving towards Trump. In fact, one of our latest polls, we've been doing our own polling with Gravis Marketing, our partnership with them, shows that in Minnesota, there's a tie ball game, right? I mean, and we've seen the same kind of a shift. Our polls are mirroring a lot of other news organizations. So, I mean, look, I don't know what's going to happen between now and November, but ultimately speaking, I think the beginning part of the debate, that opening 30 to 40 minutes or so on trade, is going to have the most lasting effect from this debate. Sure, there'll be headlines and stuff about the birther stuff over the next 3 or 4 days. That phases out after a little while. Trade lasts. People's jobs are at stake. Right? Like, I mean, there are millions of people losing jobs, whether they work at Ford, which is shutting down all their, Trump getting that, Ford shutting down their small, that's...
Well, when that's fact-checked, that might be a little tough for him, right?
Well, Ford CEO announced that they're shutting down their
right, but they're not moving any jobs overseas. They're just not producing.
They're not moving any jobs overseas, right, but they're moving their manufacturing of small.
I guess I misspoke. They said they're not going to. Nobody's going to lose their job.
Well, that's what they say.
Right.
Right? Okay, so they're going to shut down and move to Mexico an entire division, a huge division of their automobile manufacturing from Detroit, from Michigan to Mexico, and nobody's going to lose their job. I'll believe it when I see it, right? Like, I think the people in Michigan understand that, and that look, that's why he's trending upward in the polls in these states, right? Look, I think the reason why he won Indiana, when Ted Cruz was all supposed to win Indiana, it's a state you would think that Ted Cruz would win in the primaries, is because of Trump's continual focus on Carrier Corporation. If Trump continues
and Bobby Knight.
Well, and Bobby Knight, but ultimately, that's a celebrity thing, right? But the Carrier Corporation is important because, look, there's thousands of people that were going to lose their jobs when they're moving their company to Mexico, and then ultimately, they know other people throughout the community. So some guy you went to school with's dad is about to lose his job, right? So then that starts affecting you, and so if Trump can start finding these Carrier Corporations all across the country, in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, and in Ohio, and in all these other Rust Belt states, I think that's his pathway to victory. So while there was certainly some rough stuff tonight on some of the other issues, the key thing that was a huge positive for him in the long run here, all the way to Election Day, is the NAFTA stuff and the TPP stuff and the trade deal stuff. And she looked really bad on that stuff.
Okay. Hey, Matt, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Okay. So this is our last live webcast from the spin room after the first presidential debate. We're at Hofstra University in New York. Michael Shure is going to take a quick look around, see if there's anybody else that he wants to talk to before we go. And thanks for watching. We started on Facebook Live at TYT Politics Facebook page, facebook.com/TYT Politics. We're now on YouTube Live, the Young Turks YouTube page, the one that started it all. And we'll stay with you just a few more minutes, and then we are escaping back to the big city.
What's that?
Let them know what's going on because they're still
Oh,
watching.
they are. Okay. All right. So now it's kind of the end of the road here. You got Brigadier General. Hey.
His taxes, his
That's
health.
not being
Did he-
baited. Like no,
Well,
that's like
what
that's
happened?
like no. I mean, it was legitimate questions, and all he had. Look, he. Okay, I've got to do this now.
Merits.
Let's talk about that. No, getting through these things unscathed is. I mean, you've been in these debates.
Yeah.
That's half the battle, or more than half the battle, isn't it? But does he need to do more than just get through with, as you said, without
Picture
making
this,
mistakes?
Okay, now I've been in 21 races. I'm 19-2, and I've had obviously Elizabeth Warren, Jean Shaheen, Martha Coakley, big, highly televised, way more people than they had in there. I participated.
I was watching your Coakley debate in California, so I know.
So, and I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of guts for both candidates to get up there. That's number one. Number two, the chance to screw up is huge, especially when you have 100+ million people. And here's the difference, though. She is a seasoned politician. She's been doing this forever. She's been prepped, prepped. She's given these debates. She battled Barack Obama. She's battled, okay, and he hasn't. And people are saying, it's 50-50. Well, in my book, that's a win. 50-50 against a seasoned politician, I'll take that all day. So what it does is now, if I were him, which I'm not, I'm saying to myself, okay, I did it. I did it. Boy, that was tough, but I did it. And now I think he has an opportunity to really bring it home. He missed an opportunity to lock it up. I thought he could have, if he hit home run after home run. There's so many easy questions he could have banged. When she talked about the tax returns, I would never release my tax return. And as an attorney, I would never advise anyone to release their tax returns while they're being audited, period. I don't care what anybody says.
But why? Okay, no, but okay, but
Hold on, let me finish this. That being said, when she said, because you never know what's in there, you never know what it is, and there may be some influence in the White House, I immediately said, with all due respect, you want to talk about influence? When you were Secretary of State and the Clinton Foundation, that would have gone right into that, and he didn't. And then when you're talking about, obviously, the cybersecurity, bang, right into the email servers. Just missed opportunities like that, real kind of softballs. So.
okay, I hear that. I also think though that there is a little bit. He breaks with precedent all the time, and precedent in these presidential elections are something that everybody's
I
accustomed
my tax
to.
return, but I never would. I'm an attorney for 100 years. I would never advise anyone. Have the IRS, and plus you got the IRS, who the people hate anyway. And I thought his line was, and he may not have paid any federal tax returns. Yeah, good, because the federal government wastes your money. I thought his point there was good. So.
A lot of people, though, that's one place where I disagree with you, because a lot of people think, hey, come on, that it's good. Everybody's paying their federal taxes,
If he hasn't broken the law,
yeah,
get
right.
in and change the tax code. Don't
Yeah.
piecemeal and attack individuals and little cliques of people. Go in there and do a total rewrite of the tax code to make it affect everybody fairly. Don't just do the nickel and dime thing.
Supporters, I'm just kidding, are going to start supporting Hillary Clinton. All right, good night. Thank you, Tarek Byers. We are going to be continuing to follow this race 40 some odd more days, and we're saying